All right, Ryan. Obviously, you're the CEO of Grayboe Stocks. What got it started for you? Why did you feel there was a need in the marketplace and to actually create the company?
I think that when I started the company in 2014, the thought behind it was we saw like this area in the market that wasn't really being serviced well. We thought it could be, we thought we could do it better. I had spent a lot of time in the industry looking to see how composite stocks were being made. I had experience in making composite stocks. And I just looked at this section of the industry and I saw a gap. And, we looked at it and we thought, how can we do this? How can we hit this price point? How can we service the OEM customer? How can we build a brand? How can we get a really good product out there for the consumer? And can we do it at the price that, some of these big OEM companies are demanding? And also, can we bring that overall cost of that composite stock to a point that's really reasonable for most of the people? Up until I think, at least when we came out, there wasn't a whole lot of options for a stock that was reasonably priced, but that was really high quality. Also, we wanted to bring really good ergonomics to the stock itself. So, we spent a lot of time and a lot of effort trying to get the right person to design the stocks, make sure the ergonomics were right. We had to spend a lot of time making sure that our process was good. Mold making, we basically started from nothing. So we have to make our own molds, we have to design our own stocks, we had to formulate the material, we had to do everything. And throughout it all, we invented a new process, a new molding process, because the old way of making stocks, hand laid up, was good, but it was expensive. And it took a long time, and you couldn't do them in volume, So we wanted to be able to do volume, we wanted to be able to do it for a good price, and we wanted to be able to make a really high quality stock. So that's really was the basis for starting Grayboe, and really we've stayed on that path. For the most part, there really hasn't been a whole lot of shifting from that central focus. Of course, there's been changes and challenges all the way through, but we're still focused on that part of the business, and so far, it's going pretty good.
Cool. Like, what kind of feedback have you been getting from the actual OEMs? Like, they see a lot of different stocks coming through. They've tested and worked with a lot of different things. Like, why are they choosing Grayboe?
Oh man, I don't know exactly. I mean, I can't point to one comment or anything. All I know is that we're so busy with the OEM requests that, and from what I understand to be a kind of a market that's slowing down, we're so busy with potential business that it's an interesting dichotomy between what's going on with us and I think what's going on with some of the other businesses out there. I can't really speak about other stocks and what the OEMs say about other stocks because they don't talk about them. All I know is they like what we do and they typically keep asking for them more and more and more. And I think that's just a good sign of us doing a good job and producing a good high quality stock. And really at the end of the day, you can say that we just create a lot of value for them. So that meaning that there's the stock that they get, the product they get is it's worth a lot versus what they pay for it to the customer. So
I forget who I was talking to. Somebody said that the dimensions and everything are so consistent with our product that when they get it, they can throw a barreled action in it, and the barrel channel lines up right. Everything is right where it should be, and they're not having to fine tune and adjust things. Where apparently that's not the case with other stock manufacturers.
Yeah, and we mold in all the action inlets and the barrel inlets. So that's something that is unique to us. I don't know if it's unique specifically to us, but I know that in the composite stock world, many of the companies machine out the inlets. And the two things that goes against for us is the ability to make quantity, right? Quantity is a big deal, especially when you're dealing with the large manufacturers who are selling tens to hundreds of thousands of guns every year. So you got to be able to produce. So if you have to machine every one, that's a real bottleneck. And two, just consistency. The consistency which kind of equals quality. It's just hard to be consistent when you're machining everything. If you have a mold that you've checked and proven, more often than not, that stock is going to come out just like the mold is designed for it to come out to, and it's much more consistent. It leaves us with a few challenges for sure. We work with some companies who don't, have some variation, let's say in their barrel, the thickness of their barrel. So we have an intermediate program where we can actually machine small portions of the stock, and we put our stocks in the machine and machine small portions of the stock, but not the entire inlet. The majority of the inlet's there. It's just small portions of the stock have to get machined to fit their barrel profile, for example, perfectly.